Welcome to News You Missed. It's great to be back.
Hello, Drew. And yes, it is great to have you back. Today is the 19th of September 2025. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. And this week has not failed to impress us, has it, Drew?
It's always rocking and rolling. What's your first story?
Oh, wow. My first story. Donald Trump has wrapped up his state visit to the UK, urging Prime Minister Keir Starmer to call in the military to tackle illegal migration. During a joint press conference at Chequers, the two leaders hailed the special relationship between their countries and highlighted a new tech deal. Trump also criticised London Mayor Sadiq Khan and said he discussed trade, not environmental issues, with King Charles. The president departed London from Stansted Airport alongside the First Lady, ending a visit filled with diplomacy and controversy.
It did look like a nice dinner they had yesterday, didn't it?
Oh, it looked like a spectacular state dinner. It really was.
Well, my first story of the day is Prince Andrew is once again facing questions about his connection to Jeffrey Epstein. US authorities reportedly considered him at least a witness in their investigation and had wanted to interview him. While he hasn't been accused of a crime, Andrew's long association with Epstein, including widely publicised photographs, continues to cast a shadow over his public life. When is it all gonna end, Paul?
I think it'll all end when the truth comes out, Drew. That's the end. And that's the end we're all looking for. I mean, the fact that Andrew's name keeps getting thrown about tells me, yeah, he's not as innocent as we think he is.
And I'm quite curious about the new list that the women are actually collating.
I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant idea. So we stand behind you, girls. Carry on.
Well, I've got a bit of good news. Erica Kirk, widow of late Charlie Kirk, has been named CEO and chair of Turning Point USA. The organisation says Charlie had expressed that he wanted his wife to lead in the event of his death. Erica Kirk, a political science and leadership graduate and founder of faith-based brand Proclaim Streetwear, now takes the helm of one of America's most influential conservative youth organisations. A public memorial for Charlie Kirk will be held on September the 21st in Arizona, with prominent political figures expected to attend.
Next up in London, police have confirmed a death of a man who climbed into a, wait for it, recycle bin that was later emptied into a waste lorry. Emergency services were unable to save him. Investigators are treating the incident as a tragic accident and warning of the dangers posed by commercial bins at night. Bless him, he was probably just trying to find some warmth, Paul. I mean, really, who wants to sit in a dustbin?
Homeless is a massive problem at the moment across the world, and more so in supposedly Western countries that are civilised. Who would have thought we can't even sort out homelessness in our own countries? Well, my next story. In Romania, former presidential candidate Călin Georgescu is facing trial accused of plotting a coup after his annulled election victory last year. Prosecutors allege he conspired with a military contractor to spark unrest in Bucharest, and that a paramilitary group carrying weapons was intercepted on its way to the capital. Georgescu, a former UN official known for his criticism of NATO and the EU, denies any wrongdoing. The trial date has not been set, while Russia has dismissed claims of interference as baseless.
Back in the UK, a grandmother says she felt like a criminal after being ordered by police to apologise for a Facebook post described as upsetting. The case has sparked wider debate about free speech, with campaigners warning police resources are being stretched into policing opinions online. I mean, haven't they got anything better to do? Child trafficking, domestic violence, robberies, you name it. Seriously, an opinion?
Oh, Drew. But what's interesting now is you're hearing the police turning on the government. They have had enough. And this is something we've been looking forward to for a long time, which is the police for standing up for their actual job, which is to police crime, not political whims, which is what they've been turned into now. Because I'm sorry, but hurty words are just hurty words. It's not physical violence. This is what the police are for, to police actual crimes. My next story, and I am following this one intently. French President Emmanuel Macron and his partner Brigitte are taking US commentator Candace Owens to court over claims that France's First Lady was born male. Their lawyer told the BBC the couple will present photographic and scientific evidence to prove the allegations false. The lawsuit, filed in Delaware, accuses Owens of spreading defamatory rumours that have circulated since 2021. Owens has filed a countersuit, but the Macrons say they're determined to set the record straight. Drew, this is an interesting one because the lawyer did not mention blood tests. The lawyer did not mention x-rays. And doing a bit of my own digging, all it will take is an x-ray of the pelvis and a DNA blood test. That's it. That's all they need to do. Photographic, scientific. Sounds a bit dodgy.
We shall see. Also in Spain, outrage after a video emerged of an airport worker aggressively throwing passenger luggage from a plane. The airline has apologised and launched an investigation, but travellers are demanding stricter protections for their belongings. I mean, how many times have you seen our luggage being thrown about?
I've seen that specific video as well, Drew. And you know the normal staircase that comes up to the entrance of the plane? He's throwing the bags from the door all the way down. I mean, it was like he was doing an Olympic sport. Well, my next story. Hundreds of thousands took to the streets across France Thursday in anti-austerity protests and strikes affecting schools, hospitals and regional trains. Clashes broke out on the margins, with police using tear gas against some troublemakers, but overall violence was lower than feared. Over 180 people were arrested, and unions say as many as 1 million people joined the demonstrations. Protesters are calling on President Macron and his new Prime Minister to reverse planned budget cuts and increase public spending. Well, Drew, it's obvious, isn't it? If they stop giving away money to all these corrupt organisations and billions to a war that Ukraine cannot win, which is just setting fire to money, maybe they could keep their public services running.
Exactly, good point. And in Egypt, a British woman has told of the moment she realised she had lost her hand in a shark attack. She says she raised her arm out of the water and saw it was gone. Despite also suffering leg injuries, she survived thanks to quick action by nearby swimmers, and doctors say her recovery is remarkable.
Oh, brilliant. That's good news. Well, my next story. Russian President Vladimir Putin met with party leaders in the State Duma, addressing migration, demographics and the economy. He called migration a sensitive issue, stressing tighter enforcement after last year's Crocus City Hall attack. On demographics, Putin urged lawmakers to prioritise policies that support families as Russia faces record low birth rates and long-term population decline. Turning to the economy, he dismissed recession fears, pointing to low unemployment and resilience despite Western sanctions. Finally, he encouraged elevating war veterans into leadership roles, saying they represent Russia's next generation of leaders. Wow, do you know what? Putin just keeps on making me go, wow, what a leader. You know, he's not importing a new population. He's looking at his current population and going, we need to get birth rates up. And certain countries in Europe, they've actually given mothers tax reduction on having babies, up to almost 100%, zero tax. I mean, it's fantastic what can be done if they want to do it. But no, most countries want to import a new population and tax what they've already got into the ground.
Tributes are being paid to Scottish tourist Thomas Murdoch, who died after a freak accident while on holiday in Turkey. He's been hospitalised after the incident but later succumbed to his injuries. Friends and family described him as adventurous and kind.
My next story, retired US Navy Admiral Robert Burke has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for bribery. Prosecutors say the former four-star admiral, once the Navy's number 2, steered a $355,000 contract to a company in exchange for a lucrative post-retirement job. After leaving the service in 2022, Burke joined the firm with a $500,000 salary and stock options. A jury convicted him earlier this year of bribery and conspiracy. His lawyers call the case a tragic lapse in judgment and say they will appeal.
And my last story of the day is celebrity chef Hugh Fearnley Whittingstall is facing embarrassment after inspectors gave his restaurant just a 1-star hygiene rating. The finding is particularly damaging given his reputation for sustainable and ethical food. The restaurant has promised to address the concerns immediately.
Well, my last story of the day. In Estonia, lawmakers have once again passed a controversial church bill defying President Ala Karas, who twice rejected it as unconstitutional. The law bans religious groups from maintaining ties with foreign entities seen as security threats, a move widely viewed as targeting the Russian Orthodox Church. On Wednesday, Parliament approved the bill with 63 votes in favour and 15 against. Karas must now either sign the law or send it to the Supreme Court. Critics call the measure discriminatory, while supporters argue it's necessary for national security. Well, everybody, that was your news on Friday, the 19th of September 2025. The glorious Drew has made a return to the news. And just a little update on Charlie. His voice is still a bit poorly at the moment, so he is taking some time out to rest up and get better. But he is looking forward to seeing you all over on the Insiders Club. And for those out there who want to understand the deeper meaning behind some of these stories, head over to charlieward.com, sign up for the Insiders Club, join us live every Wednesday and Saturday, where you can see the wonderful Drew, me and Charlie and a whole host of other guests. So all that's left for me to say is take care, God bless and goodbye.
Bye bye.